Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This week I've been behind the wheel of the 2025 Genesis G70, a vehicle I reviewed 3 years ago, and since it's had some updates such as the powertrain, definitely some wheel, tire, and color combinations and technology. Now that aside, as I take you for a walk around and speak about things like pricing, performance, real world fuel economy, because the sedan is definitely not as advertised, I'm also going to be comparing it to two of its fiercest competitors, the BMW 3 Series and the Mercedes-Benz C-Class, because this G70 has two major flaws before it can actually compete with the Germans. Now do me a favor and hit that subscribe button because this review starts right now. This 2025 Genesis G70 Sport all-wheel drive model you're looking at is covered in the Vatna gray paint and equipped with 19-inch alloy wheels with high-performance summer tires. LED lights up front with standard high beam assist makes seeing easy, but it's what you can't see which makes this sports sedan fun to drive. Purchase the 3.3-liter twin-turbo V6 Sport model and you gain a sport-tuned electronically controlled suspension with a limited slip differential and Brembo braking power as standard, making this sports sedan track ready. MSRP pricing for the base Genesis G70 rear-wheel drive model in the US begins at $42,000. In Canada, all-wheel drive is standard and begins at $54,500. Pricing aside, Genesis offers the G70 with two different powertrains, a base 2.5-liter turbo four-cylinder, or this, a 3.3-liter twin turbocharged V6 with an 8-speed automatic transmission. This is producing 365 horsepower with 376 pound-feet of torque and looks like this off the line when in Sport Plus mode. Sport Plus mode activated. Now, let's go. So here's two additional bonus fast facts for you. When you choose to purchase the V6 Sport model like I have, you automatically gain seat bolstering. So when you change in between driving modes, your seat automatically changes as well, which is pretty cool. And then number two, you have engine note sound changes as well. Some people like this feature, others don't, but who cares? At the end of the day, this G70 is all yours. Now let's switch gears and speak about fuel economy. So Genesis advertises this particular G70 with the V6 is averaging 12.7 liters per 100 kilometers, or essentially 22 miles per gallon, which is incredibly false. So I was able to average 10.9 liters per 100 kilometers, or essentially 25.9 miles per gallon, which obviously is way better than what they advertise. And let me tell you, this week I sat in a lot of traffic, which is never good. I also drove to and from my house, which is in the suburbs, and I cruised on the highway. So I'm not sure where they got their fuel averages from, but let me tell you, I did way better. And I had fun in every single mode. And also keep in mind, right, Sport and Sport Plus mode is a lot of fun, but this G70 V6 also prefers premium fuel. When it comes to the best trunk convenience feature in the industry, I've never shied away from suggesting that Hyundai, Kia, Genesis, all part of the same OEM family, offers the best feature, such as Smart Trunk. And that essentially is with the key fob in your pocket, purse, or hand, your trunk door will automatically open for you, but you have to make sure that your vehicle is properly equipped with it and you activate the feature inside your infotainment system. Now, when it comes to cargo space, the G70 could definitely use some improvement. For example, with the seats up, the G70 offers 297 liters or 10.5 cubic feet of space. The BMW 3 Series offers 478 liters or 16.9 cubic feet of space. And the Mercedes C-Class offers 357 liters or 12.6 cubic feet of space. So essentially, BMW trumps all, but at least the G70 offers a temporary spare tire under the trunk floor. The G70 is a mid-size sedan that can technically fit 5 guests, but I'm going to keep it real with you. Only 2 will enjoy the comfort sitting back here, especially with the Sport all-wheel drive trim and the Sport Prestige trim in the US, because these outboard seats are actually heated and you can take advantage of the better comfort. The person stuck sitting in the middle, well, it's going to really suck, just keeping it honest. Now, other improvements can be with the storage. So behind both front seats, you receive mesh pockets, so be careful that you don't lose small items. Side door storage essentially doesn't even exist. I can't fit my water bottle back here, but of course you can take advantage of your 2 traditional cup or bottle holders. Now, one feature I do really like is the fact that if you do have a taller guest sitting back here, you can adjust the front seat and just make sure you're not making it not convenient for the person sitting up front too, right? So for me, if you're familiar with my channel, you know I'm 5'3", so I'm not going to complain about leg or head space. But if you do travel with taller guests, it's going to get tight back here. And also, one thing that I like that is really become a trend is the roof liner is concave, so that's nice. Then you don't receive a climate panel back here. Wasn't expecting it because it's only a mid-size, but you do receive 2 USB-C ports. So make sure you speak to your Genesis specialist about your Genesis connected services, because you gain even more convenience features, such as one of my favorites, a remote start feature, but you also receive that feature located on your key fob. Now, before I hit the road to talk about my final driving impressions and 2 major flaws that this G70 has before it can compete with its German rivals, I'm going to quickly cover some additional daily driving features with this G70. And for clarity, this is the Sport all-wheel drive trim, or essentially the Sport Prestige trim in the US. Now, I'm going to start up top with a small sunroof, which is completely power operated. Both front seats are power operated, heated, ventilated, and offer lumbar support. The steering wheel is also power operated and heated, and on the left hand side you're going to find your adaptive cruise control settings, and you can customize your fully digital driver cluster, which is also 3D and super cool. This particular vehicle also comes with a heads up display. If you don't like that feature, I will show you how to deactivate it. Then on the right hand side, you'll find your Bluetooth, your voice commands, and your shortcuts for your audio sound system. Now, this infotainment system offers navigation, Android Auto, and Apple CarPlay. It's super easy to use. It's obviously touch and swipe, and stay tuned. I have some thoughts about this whole area, but here are my go-tos. So first, give it a swipe and look for setup. Then look for your vehicle icon. In there, this is where you're going to want to customize your driver assisted technology, your drive modes, even your active sound, because like I mentioned previously, you can change your engine note sound. But first thing that comes up, driver assisted technology, just activate or deactivate what you don't like. And then definitely for me, I don't like the heads up display, so I deactivate it. Through here too, this is where you can activate smart trunk. Okay, if that's not activated, that feature isn't going to work for you. But also, if you like that feature, you have to make sure your vehicle is actually equipped with it. So it's really, really easy. Just give it a swipe through and look for whatever icon you want to customize. It is really easy, but again, I have some thoughts. And then your HVAC system controls are all integrated into another screen. With this particular trim, you also receive a mobile charge pad, 1 USB and 1 12-volt port. Inside your front center console, you'll find 1 additional USB-C. Now, let's hit the road. 2025 Genesis G70 Sport all-wheel drive final impressions. And before I get to 2 major flaws with this vehicle, I'm going to start off with the positives, because I don't like to be negative, but it's coming. So the good. First of all, I love the looks. This G70 looks good from 3 years ago to now. Of course, it has received a little bit of style updates, definitely new color and wheel combinations that help. So I'm not going to complain about the styling. The interior comfort is really, really nice. Genesis does one of the best interiors when it comes to, first of all, their red and comfort. And I like their driver assisted technology, and more specifically, the video blind spot monitoring. This is by far the best tech feature in the industry. Noise cabin quality is just kind of on par. It's not the best, it's not the worst. Visibility is fine out the front because the 8 pillars are not too thick. There's no blind spot by the B pillar when you're looking over your shoulder, and definitely no blind spot by that C pillar because the window is so huge. So absolutely no complaints when it comes to styling, interior comfort, driver assisted technology, all amazing. Now, the first major flaw, the engine. To compete with the Germans and specifically with BMW and Mercedes, it still needs some refinement. So the Germans are now offering mild hybrid technology, and you can really feel the difference, especially off the line. This I find when you throttle mash, the RPMs hold for too long and don't drop down. They just awkwardly hold there. So the engine still needs some work. I like the horsepower and torque, don't get me wrong, that's a lot of fun, but just still needs some refinement. And then, oh my God, this whole center portion, the infotainment system blended into the HVAC system, take all of this and throw it away. This is junk. This is not going to compete with the Germans at all. You need to take the infotainment system, which works well. You need to take this design and integrate it into the dash, and then blend the HVAC system controls into it. And then this will make it a lot more cleaner and look even more techy. I'm reviewing the GV80 Coupe in a little while, so I'm really hoping this has changed. But that's it. Overall, great vehicle. I love the pricing. Again, horsepower, torque is really good, and I was able to average really great fuel economy, but still needs some refinement, and this needs to be all changed. But guys, if you're looking for more information, look down in the description below. I try to make your purchasing experience easier for you, and while you're down there, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. Thanks for watching.